times have you heard you must drink 8 glasses of water a day? Well, now a professor at Oakland University says that's all wrong, and her findings are getting a lot of attention, too, from the medical community. Paula Tutman is live out at Oakland University, and this is some controversial research, Paula.
Well, you know what, Ruth, this researcher says that her research is going to save lives. She is submitting to 2 major medical journals today. Her contention, perfectly healthy athletes are dying for seemingly no reason, and it may be because they are overhydrated. 21-year-old Matt DeLange is a soccer player for the Golden Grizzlies, but at this moment, he is a human subject.
You all right?
For the research of Dr. Tammy Hugh Butler.
Let's see how he's doing. So usually I'm just checking his temperature.
An associate professor of exercise science at Oakland University. One of her so-called guinea pigs for 2 years, he already sees a difference in his performance as an athlete since paying attention to her research findings.
I used to always get stomach aches after playing, and it might have been because I was overhydrated, not dehydrated, and I think she's, shed some light on that.
Dr. Hugh Butler's research being submitted for publication today indicates much of how we've been warned about the perils of dehydration is wrong. That, in fact, too much water and too many fluids is actually dangerous. He was just guzzling water, guzzling water, guzzling water. He'd be doing more harm now than good.
Yes, correct. If he drinks too much, it'll dilute his sodium levels, and then his brain can swell. Matt, I'm going to have you swallow this temperature sensor.
Matt swallows an internal thermometer that will send his core body temperature to a sensor. He hydrates just enough to give a urine sample that will give a baseline on his hydration status. Sodium is critical in our blood because it dictates the size of the cells. If you have blood sodium, the cells swell, and your lungs can fill with fluid. But if your brain swells, it runs out of space in your skull. Hyponatremia can occur, which can be deadly. It's like filling a balloon with too much water. The membrane gets thinner and weaker and can break. So our bodies need a balance of sodium. What Dr. Hugh Butler is proving by measuring Matt's vitals, temperature, blood, urine, and sweat, is that when he overhydrates, his body actually dilutes sodium, which is bad. But when he only drinks when he's thirsty, his body regulates the sodium and actually protects itself.
For a long time, we've been told to drink above thirst because thirst isn't a reliable indicator of our hydration needs, but we find it is the real-time hydration needs that we should follow our thirst. And when people don't follow their thirst and they try to drink too much to avoid heat cramps or muscle cramps, they develop problems and people are dying.
You know what? We are already getting social media comments from this. Like Dottie talks about if she didn't have to follow the 8 glasses a day, she wouldn't have to keep running to the bathroom. And Tracy actually said she ended up in the emergency room because she drank too many fluids. Now, this is particularly critical for weekend warriors because they're not really in tune to their bodies. And so they're paying attention to what she's calling these outdated kind of recommendations. Obey your thirst, Ruth, is basically what she's saying. She's saying it's not a motto for a commercial. Obey your thirst is actually the healthiest thing to do. I know you're getting ready to talk to Dr. McGeorge. Can't wait to hear him weigh in on this one, Ruth.
Okay, well, we will get right to him. Thank you so much, Paula. We appreciate all of that from out there. This is like a really different way of thinking about hydration.
It is really, but you have to remember, this is just one study. It's not a body of literature at this point, so you can't really draw any broad conclusions. What we do know for sure is that this needs to be kept in some perspective. Hydration, whether it's from a water or sports drink, it's like a medicine to serious athletes, and as a medicine, there really is too much or little in some cases, and everyone needs to kind of take their situation individually. The consequences of dehydration, honestly, far more common and far more likely than overhydration, and dehydration does have some serious consequences as well. However, I will say the risk of a low sodium from overhydration, that actually is dangerous. So if you have questions about it, you do need to talk to your doctor. And we're obviously coming into summer, and people are going to be out there exercising more and doing more in the heat, and so this hydration issue is important. I will say you should pay attention to your thirst. I agree completely, but thirst has often been found to be a lagging indicator. That is, once you get thirsty, it means you are already somewhat dehydrated. So you do need to kind of keep a little bit ahead of it. We'll see. I think this is a developing area, and right now this is just one study.
Okay. Everything in balance always.
Exactly.
Huh? Yeah. We always appreciate your good health expertise. Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Doctor, appreciate it.